Hey up everybody, how the devil are we all doing? It's TNG, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at something totally different on the channel. We're going to be having a ganders at Hell Let Loose on PS5. For the 12 people that actually watch this video, this is very much a noob review. You know, I've had it 2 weeks and I'm still getting used to it, but it'll give you some indication of whether this game is for you or not. Anyway, let's stop knobbing around and get into the video. So what is Hell Let Loose? Hell Let Loose is a first-person shooter set in World War II. Came out on computer around 2019, I think, with full release in 2021, and it's just come to next generation consoles in October. So if you have a PS4, you can't download it, unfortunately. I'm guessing that's the same with the old Xboxes, but I've never touched one because I'm scared I'll get PTSD if I ever do. At the time of this recording, Hell Let Loose is October's PlayStation Plus game, so you can get it for free. I think after that it's going to be about £35, so if you can get it now, you might as bloody well, aren't you? There's 2 teams of 50 players, and there's currently 2 game modes, Warfare and Offensive. In Warfare, you've got to capture all the points or hold the majority of the points on the map until the timer runs out. Dead simple. In Offensive, one team starts out holding all the points on the map, and your job is to either A, defend them points, or B, offend them points. No, that's not the correct word, but anyway, you get the gist. As it stands, you can play as 2 factions. You have got the Germans, obviously. I mean, it wouldn't be a World War II game if you didn't. I suppose Japan could. Anyway, I'm waffling. And you can also play as the Americans. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, all wise travellers of YouTube, but I'm pretty sure you can play as the Soviets on the computer version. I could be chatting out my arsehole though. I don't actually know. So like I said, let me know down in the comments if you can actually play as the Russians. If you can, I'm guessing that's a good omen that they will be coming to the PlayStation 5. Now, the gameplay, unlike a lot of first-person shooters, does require you to actually have a brain, and you actually have to think about what you're doing before you do it. It's not like COD. You can't take 36 million shots to the chest and then slide 5 miles across the map, get up and 360 no-scope the whole entire enemy team. It doesn't work like that. If you get shot in the right place, by the right gun, you're going down like a sack of shit. And I mean, like a sack of shit. Honestly, if you're walking through a field, don't be surprised if a sniper shoots you out of nowhere and you're down on your ass. I will say though, there is some small mercies. Sometimes you may just get clipped by a bullet, so you have the option to bandage yourself. You know, it's a polite thing to do. You don't want to be spraying arterial blood all over your squad mate's face. You also have the option of just lying in the field waiting for the medic that'll never turn up to come and revive you. If by some miracle one does turn up, you'll find that he's probably going to get shot by the same sniper himself, so just let yourself go and start again. Basically what I'm trying to say is, if one-man army kind of endeavours are your thing, this probably isn't the game for you. But I will say it's one of the most immersive first-person shooters I've ever played. And they've achieved that by doing simple things, to be honest with you. For example, the heads-up display isn't always there. You have to hold down the right button to bring it up to check your ammo, for example. And I know that doesn't sound like a big deal, or it's not really going to do much for the gameplay, but in my opinion it does. There's other little things as well. For example, there is no hit markers. Unless you see an enemy drop, you will not know that they have died unless you look at your scoreboard. There's no sound indication. I will say though, if you headshot somebody, you do get a satisfying little ting noise, but that's about it. With it being a PS5 as well, you also get the haptic feedback, so when you pull the trigger on your gun, then you have a bit of resistance. I've never actually experienced the haptic feedback before. I've never played a game that has it, and let me tell you, I got so excited that I pissed all over my kitchen floor. I'm now recording this in my car because my wife kicked me out. As I said, the game isn't really set up to be a one-man Rambo Commando Fandango ordeal. It's very much squad-based, and that leads me onto my next point. When you join a server, you're going to notice there's a load of different squads with a load of different roles. If you want to be a rifleman, for example, you'd join an infantry squad. If you wanted to be a tank driver, you'd join an armor squad. It's as simple as that. Do you get where I'm going? There is a limit to the amount of squads though in certain things. Snipers, for example, you're only allowed 2 recon squads on one team. Inside of the squads, you've also got a number of roles you can do. You can be a medic, you can be an infantryman, like I said before, machine gunner, the list goes on. But again, these are set to a specific number, so you can't always get the role that you want to play. So you may be thinking to yourself, well, bugger it, I'll just go and make my own team and then I can choose what I want to be on it. Well, just hang on to those reins, Tonto. If you wanted to be a sniper and you decided to create your own sniper team, it instantly puts you as a spotter. You can't choose to be a sniper. Same goes with infantry squads. If you choose to make a new infantry squad, it'll instantly put you as an officer. So while we're on the subject of officers, let me give you a little background on that. If you find yourself on a good team, you will get people on voice chat commanding the squad. I mean, that's their job as an officer. And it may sound absolutely stupid listening to people trying to play general, but it is actually quite fun. And believe it or not, when you actually use words, you know, them things that most of the human race has been gifted with, and actually make plans and coordinate your attacks with your teammates, strangely enough, you actually start doing better. You win more rounds and you die less. Simply lovely. Teamwork is key in this game, and to be honest with you, you do find yourself actually getting into it. It's quite scary, really. The chain of command doesn't stop at the squad officers, though. There is an overall commander of the entire army. It's this guy's job to speak to the squad commanders. Yep, they have their own voice chat, and he'll call in things like air support and artillery strikes going off what the officers have said. While it sounds good in theory, the commanding officer most of the time doesn't speak, or he has a microphone that has potato quality and just does sod all. So now we've covered some of the aspects of the gameplay. What does it sound like and what does the game look like? In my opinion, the graphics are absolutely fantastic. Whether you're in the middle of a forest or you're in one of the little towns that are dotted about, it really is pleasing to the eye. There is a couple of iffy spots. I mean, just take a look at these soldiers' faces here. They look like they're all strung out on heroin. It's bloody amusing to look at, but yeah, it could do with a little bit of work. To be fair though, some of the other faces that you can unlock in the game are not too bad, so we'll give this one a pass. The sound in this game though is where it really excels. Seriously, put on a decent set of headphones and listen to this artillery. What do you reckon of that? It's not bad, is it? And it doesn't just stop with the artillery. The planes going overhead, the gunfire, everything is absolutely brilliant with the sound. So now we come to the part where we discuss the issues that the game has, and I've only found one significant one. Sometimes you'll just get kicked from a game and get no XP whatsoever, which is an actual kick in the penis. And before we move on to the summary, is one more thing that I forgot to mention: the leveling up system and the unlocks that you get. So leveling up is quite simple. You have an overall level, which just levels up, you know, the clues in the name. And then you have your class levels as well, so sniper levels, rifleman levels, etc, etc. When you level up in these classes, it unlocks different weapons and outfits. Now, there isn't a vast, you know, array of guns and skins and farty little things that you can put onto your weapons. No, I'm talking about things like a different helmet, or a different jacket, or an M1 carbine instead of an M1 Garand, for example. It's quite simple. All in all, it's an absolutely fantastic game. I've put loads of hours in this over the time that I've had it, and I am really enjoying it. Granted, it can be a bit of a ball ache when you're first starting, especially if you're coming from another first-person shooter. It does take a little bit of getting used to. For example, if you have a crap officer who's not putting down outposts and you get killed, it can really start to get on your tits having to walk from the HQ to the closest firefight. It really does get annoying, believe me. But once you start learning the game and you've done a load of this, and you start to get better, then you can start doing a load of stuff like this. And trust me, it is really satisfying. Anyway, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this really newbie review. Not really sure you could call it a review, but yeah. If I've missed anything, please leave it down in the comments. I'm here to learn just as much as you guys are, so please let me know. And if you'd like to see any Hell Let Loose content on the channel, you know, streams, stream highlights, for example, hit subscribe and we'll see what we can do.